it was, nothing was good. Nothing was good to him until it was wrecked. Like anything, if you were having fun, he wanted to suck all the air out of the room. And even to this day, you're like, if you're 5 minutes having fun, he comes in, it's like, oh my God. It's that narcissist, it's that guy who he does not like when everyone else is happy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was one of the things that I learned. And he went to a therapist one time. And when I was a kid, the therapist killed himself. He literally jumped off a bridge.
Wow. And
I was like, my father went to him, and I'm like, this guy is done. So in my head, I'm like, you know what? It doesn't work. So I said, we got to fight it out. We just got to do it and, and make our way and do our thing. But when I was about, I would say maybe 9 years old, 8, 9 years old, I was exposed to pornography. And I developed an addiction immediately, simply because, you have numbing mechanisms, things that can get you through. Now, I didn't drink. Yeah. I wasn't on drugs. I was a sports guy, but man, porn was like, if I saw it, it was, oh my. And this is back when you had pornography in the grocery store.
Wow, yeah.
I mean, people were still experimenting. People were like, it was Playboy days and the whole thing. And I remember my mother would send me in to go get some milk, and there was Playboy and Hustler.
It wasn't wrapped up in plastic.
Oh, no, it was right there, right next to People. Yeah. It was like, and I remember just going, what in the what? And she used to come in like, what do you want? What are you doing? Put that down. I'll put it down. But see, that's the kind of toxic kind of thing that was ingrained in me from a young age. But also, my mother was addicted to religion. You got to understand, Louis, when I was a kid, I wasn't allowed to play sports. I wasn't allowed to go to the movies, listen to secular music, dance. Only thing we did was go to church. Wow. So you're talking about, I had 2 people that were opposite extremes in the house, and I was stuck in the middle. And what was crazy is that, I had to please both of them at all times. So I was a good kid. I mean, it was like, my father would come in, oh my God, we got to just straighten up this house. We got to do the thing. You want something to drink? Here's your beer. What do you want? Just stay out of his way. Get everything right. Make sure you iron your clothes, because he hates when you don't iron your clothes. I mean, just that kind of panic.
You had to please him constantly.
Oh my God, if he looked at you funny, you're like, what's wrong with me? Right. You know what I mean? That was the thing. Like it was never a love look. Like I never got a look of like, man, I love this.
I'm proud of you.
Listen, I will never forget, man. I remember when he was drunk and he was just sitting there and doing his thing, and he looked at me, and I was a kid, man. I remember I walked up and kissed him on the cheek, because I was like, this is my dad. I want to show him I love him. He looked at me with such disgust.
Wow.
And disdain. I said, I will never do that again. I felt so much shame. I remember, I'll never forget it to this day. Man, I'm 50 years old. I was like, oh my God, that look he gave me was like, what is wrong with you? And I was like, I'll never do that again. Wow. And then the religious aspect, because I really could never please my mother, because the big thing with her was that, you had to be, you had to be saved. Now, in the church I went to, you had to get saved all the time.
Every week.
You had to be saved every week. And it was like, okay, give your life to Jesus every week. If you knew one sin, now the one thing that blew everybody away is back in the day, there was, the whole concept was the rapture, and that God is going to come back and he's going to take all of his saints and all the sinners are going to be left. And okay, when I'm 9, you didn't really explain the thing to me, because they said anybody who's left here, your head's gonna get cut off. This is the way they did it. Your head's gonna get cut off, and they're gonna be bleeding in the streets, and they're gonna throw you in a kiln. And let me tell you something. I mean, they would tell us this, and they were like, "So you want to be good?" So this is the deal. I used to have nightmares as a kid. I literally wet the bed till I was 14 years old because of the violence that was happening. But also just panicked feeling of I'm never good enough. I'm never going to make it. And I think I told a lie. Did I tell a lie? I don't know. Oh I got to get saved again.
Wow.
So you have this pressure. And I remember just feeling like I was spinning. And it was what you would call a holy roller church. So what would happen is when music would play, people would feel the spirit, and my friend would be sitting next to me. He'd start jumping up and down. Everybody's running around. I mean, literally sprinting around the church, and the music is going, the whole thing. And I was like, oh my God, I want this. Like, how do I get this? Like, how do I? Can I have it? And the preacher got up there and he said, you know what? If you don't feel nothing, you must not have nothing. And
Wow.
I went, oh, see, this is words I'll never forget. And I went, no. And I was like, and so I was instantly wrong. Like I would go home like, I don't feel it. I'm not feeling like jumping. I can't. And then I found out later that these people were manufacturing all this stuff. The pastor that told us that later, I found out, was selling drugs out of the pulpit and had girlfriends all over the church. And then I found everything, it was like this lie that I was living, you know what I mean? But this was the thing, to escape, when I